What's up, everybody? Jimmy V here, mortgage loan originator specializing in VA loans. And today, what I wanted to roger up with you on is how to increase the likelihood that you, as the veteran or active duty service member, will be approved for a VA loan, number one. And number two, get the most competitive financing terms. Never met a veteran that wants to pay more in interest on a loan than they have to. So let's talk about some of those things today. But before I do, some business. We got to take care of it. If you found that this information was of value and I earned it, would you consider showing your love by clicking like on the video? Number two, if you want to learn more about VA home loan benefits, consider subscribing to this channel. It helps us to promote awareness on our VA home loan benefit and ensure that veterans understand how their eligibility works, number one. And number two, simply stated, I want, like you watching this video right now, to build and create wealth through the acquisition of real estate utilizing your VA home loan benefit. Roger? And number three, comment with your questions down below, and I personally will make sure that they get answered for you. So really quick, I wanted to just discuss some simple strategies that you can use to increase the likelihood that you will have your VA loan approved. Number one, make sure that your credit score is optimized. Generally speaking, the VA lender is going to be looking for a minimum credit score of around 620. Now, there may be some lenders across the nation that are willing to go lower than that, and you can certainly consider working with them. But in my experience, most competitive financing terms start at 620 or above, number one. And number two, the overall likelihood that your VA loan will be approved starts at a 620 because there's a system, veterans, that we run your loan through called DU, Desktop Underwriter, or LP, Loan Prospect. And what this is it's kind of like an online underwriting system. Taylor, you know, like if you've ever applied for a credit card, you know, you type in your information and you click submit and it thinks about it and it says, hey, congratulations, you're approved.
Usually it says,
we'll get back to you. Okay. So here,
no, my credit's better now.
Great point. So if it says we'll get back to you, then that's referred to as a refer eligible. If it says you're approved on the spot, that's called a LP accept or a DU approve eligible. So why is this important for you veterans? It's because, well, we're going to run your loan through automated underwriting up front. And if it tells us, hey, great job, you're a LP accept or DU approve eligible, that's a good sign that you'll be able to be pre-qualified / pre-approved for a mortgage loan moving forward. So the higher the credit score, the more likely that your VA loan will be approved, number one. And number two, you're going to get more competitive financing terms, a better interest rate, right? I think I said it earlier, you're never going to want to pay more in interest than you have to, even if you qualify for a loan with a 580. It's like, well, why wouldn't you work on your credit score to try and get it higher so that way you have a cheaper monthly payment for the duration of the loan? Veterans, we're trying to save money here, not pay more in interest. Good to go. Number two, keep a lower debt to income ratio. Jimmy, what the heck is a debt to income ratio? I hear that all of the time. It's fairly simple, veterans. It's percentage of debt in relation to your income. And so if you have a 41% debt to income ratio, that means that 41% of your gross monthly income is going towards liabilities to include your mortgage payment. How do you calculate your debt to income ratio? Super simple. Take all of your liabilities that exist on a credit report, things like credit cards, auto loans, and the new estimated monthly payment, and divide that into your monthly income. The lower the DTI, debt to income ratio, the better. I have seen VA loans get approved with debt to income ratios in some circumstances higher than 50, in some circumstances higher than 56. However, we don't want to go into a house purchase strapped, right? I don't want to put veterans into homes that are leveraged to the gills. No, the lower the debt to income ratio, the better you look on paper and the higher the likelihood or probability that you will qualify for the loan. Number three, something called reserves. On a VA loan, there is no minimum amount of money that a veteran must have in the bank in order to get a VA home loan. So it's important that you know that, veterans. However, it always looks better on paper the more money that you have in the bank. So a good general rule of thumb, try to have 3 to 6 months of reserves for all of your liabilities and mortgage payment in the bank. If you don't have it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't be approved for the loan. However, once again, you will look better on paper. You'll look better when you go to submit the loan through the automated underwriting system, which will likely increase the overall probability that you, as the veteran, will get approved for your VA home loan. Good to go? Last two things that I want you to know. Number one, get a copy of your DD-214, right? Box 24. The lender is going to ensure that you have been honorably discharged. A lot of veterans will want to know if they've got some sort of other than honorable discharge, if they can qualify. It's important to know that up front and go to the Department of Veterans Affairs in advance before the mortgage lender sends you out looking for homes. Remember, not all mortgage lenders are created equal. Talked about this in some of my other videos. A lot of mortgage lenders may not know and understand the VA home loan process like I do, which is exactly why you need to ensure that everything has been documented appropriately up front, and the mortgage lender that you're working with is, how should I say, competent on the VA home loan process. And then lastly, the certificate of eligibility. We have to ensure that you are eligible for the VA home loan. Checking all 5 of these boxes, the better the credit score, the more competitive financing terms, the lower the debt to income ratio, the more likely that you will be approved for the loan. The additional reserves will make you look, once again, better for approval purposes. Having a copy of your DD-214, and lastly, your certificate of eligibility. Make sure that you are getting approved for your VA home loan and that you will go through the mortgage lending process, the VA home loan process, and it will be streamlined. Good to go? My name is Jimmy Vercellino. Remember, for all questions, anything VA related, I am always here to be a resource for you. Comment with your questions down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you feel like I've earned it, throw a like out there. It would mean a lot to us. And I will talk to you real soon. Jimmy V.